Hi, friends. It's Kristen here with Softlex Company, and I'll be on in just a moment. Settle in. Grab yourself a cup of water or tea. Hello. My mic was muted. Let's see who's here. Couple of friends. Hi, Gail. Hi, Deb. Hey, Sue and Lydia. Oh my gosh. Lydia says, hi, Kristen. Hope you enjoyed Hawaii. Oh my God. It was really hard to adjust back to real life this time. I think being the second time we were there, and it went so fast and it was so lovely. We had such a great time. I don't know if it was jet lag or if it was just sad that it's over, but I definitely had a tougher re-entry to real life afterwards. Hi, Lee. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Barbara and Kathy, Jacqueline, Terry. Hello. And Gail. Yeah, Deb from Dahlia says, I bet Hawaii can be magical. Yeah, it really was. We went for the first time last year, my husband and I, on our own for our 20th wedding anniversary. We went to Oahu and then spent one day, like a day and a half in Maui, and decided we really wanted to go back and we wanted to spend a little more time on Maui. And we took the kids with us this time. So we made it a family trip. And it was just really, really lovely. Like midday naps were fantastic. And yeah, Terry says, I'm pretty sure if I traveled to the islands, my re-entry would not exist. I would simply stay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's so true. It's just really a magical, lovely place. The people are just so kind and lovely, and the wind is beautiful. The ocean, it's just great. We did a ton of stuff in a short period of time, but we never felt rushed or like anything was, too scheduled. So it was really lovely, and I'm happy to be back now. I'm glad I didn't come back and do a video like the next day, because I would have been all, because I think I slept most of the day after we returned. I don't know if that was out of sheer exhaustion, jet lag, or just being sad that I was back home. Lydia says, you can paint pictures of it for memories. Yes, I totally will. I actually started, I have it next to me. I was working on my sketchbook, and I was really inspired by some of, there's just such huge leaves. And there's one shape in particular that really caught my attention when we were doing we did the Road to Hana. We just did a small little section of it, because it was really stormy and rainy most days we were there. So even though it didn't rain the whole time, there were some storm clouds and waves and some rain. So we just did a little portion of the Road to Hana. So I painted these in my sketchbook. And I have a little lady at the bottom. I don't know, it might be a study for a bigger painting. We'll see. But it's always nice to be inspired by the places you travel and do a little creating while you're there. And of course, I made some fun things with the Monstera leaf charms that we have from TierraCast before I left too. So let me go ahead and show you these real fast. So we've got these gorgeous Monstera leaf charms in a bunch of different colors. We have a copper one too, but I had used all the copper. And all of our jewelry findings are currently 20% off, and some things are already on closeout or sale. So you'll get an extra 20% off, making it up to 50% in some cases on all of our findings. That sale ends tomorrow. Check it out at softflexcompany.com. It's all of our crimps and components. And I just have a handful of stuff here from our Tiara cast line. We introduced all of these new wonderful woodland pieces for fall. So this is the thistle button, and then there's also a matching thistle charm. All of these things are included in the jewelry finding sale. So any charms, components, these are 3-strand little nugget spacers. Those things are all on sale. For the acorn, you guys have been loving the acorn bead caps. We only have the gold plated left at the moment. I think we're going to get more, but Tiara Cast is actually sold out right now. So if you want to snag these, you can grab some of the gold. That's the only metal tone we have left. And I don't know when they're going to come back in stock. We have these green men. These are actually from last year. We put these up, and they're double-sided. Really, really cool. Little leaf men charms. I love those. And then, of course, toggles, regular clasps, ear wires, all of our crimps, 2x2 crimps, 1x1 crimps, 3x3 crimps are all on sale. This gorgeous fern link. I haven't done anything with this yet. I can't wait. Oh my gosh. So, so nice. And then these redwood tree charms, which have a wonderful quote on the back that say, "Not all that wander are lost." Spacer beads, and even all of our new ceramic pendants, which is kind of a little odd, but we put these in the pendants category, which is located in our crimps and components category. So any of our pendants are currently on sale too. Basically anything in that crimps and components category, shopping category online, you can get 20% off. And then if it's already on sale, or if it's on closeout, you'll get an extra 20% off. So, such a great deal. So many pretty things. Yes, Terry, this huge ring is one of those Czech Glass buttons. I whipped it up really quickly. I want to kind of stabilize the top a little bit more. So I think I have to add a little more wire. I think I'm going to rework it, but I love it. It's so fun. And it reminds me of a turtle shell, which is actually my animal guide for this year. And I hadn't seen any sea turtles, any green turtles when we went to Hawaii the first time. So that was one of my goals this time, and I made this right before we left, and I did get to see some turtles on the beach, and I also saw a turtle in the ocean where we were swimming. We weren't close to it, but we were there, and we could see it kind of riding the waves. It was really, really fun. So this was from one of the live sales. I think our next live sale is coming up next week. Is that correct, Damien? Maybe you can double check that for me on the calendar, and let me know. Terry says, yes, those acorn caps are amazing. They totally are. They're so cute and perfect for fall designs. Susie says, hi, Kristen. Glad to have you back. Your pictures were wonderful. Oh my gosh. I know. I always overshare. I get a little carried away, but I like when Facebook reminds me of my memories. So sometimes I'm just like, I'm shamelessly oversharing because I want to see these pictures again a year from now. Terry says, I ordered those buttons. They are indeed huge. I know this is the biggest one, I think, of the bunch, but it's so fun. Sylvia says, how did your kids enjoy their vacation in Hawaii? They really enjoyed it. They had a great time. It's nice traveling with like older teenage kids. They got to kind of just hang out. And if they wanted to go out on their own for a little while, they could. If they wanted to stay back in the hotel and not go to the pool or whatever, they could. And really, my kids are really very easygoing and pretty chill, and they just were happy to go wherever we were going. It was really lovely. Terry says, I love going on vacation with friends virtually. Oversharing is always encouraged. Oh, good. I know sometimes Bert is like, really, you're going to share more pictures? I'm like, so this time I tried to do a photo dump where it was just all at once. I did a couple while we were there, but I did the bulk of it all at once so that people didn't have to see like every day me posting a bunch of pictures. Oh my goodness. Well, it's good to be back. And we're going to have a little spooktacular time playing with some spider webs today and opening the Spider Queen design kit. We had the trick or treat. I'm just going to go back to my face cam for a second. We had the trick or treat jewelry making party this past weekend. And this was my design last year. So I did the jewelry making party last year. This time I was away and just coming back, and so it didn't quite fit into my schedule. So we had the wonderful Sarah Ayler, Danielle Wicks, Jem Hawks, and Brittany Chavers that were part of the Trick or Treat jewelry making party. I hope you guys all caught that. I know the replays are on the Softflex Company YouTube channel. You can watch night 1 and day 2 there. There were some fabulous designs. So I made this necklace last year, which was a spider themed necklace. And so I wanted this year to add these spider web earrings. So that was my inspiration for that. And then when I made these earrings, we did them on the Coffee and Craft Wire video. When I was making these earrings, I realized if you go really tight in your spacing, they came out like this. But then I made this one, same amount of wire, but I had looser spacing, which made it a much larger web. So these didn't quite work as 2 earrings. I was like, you know what? The larger web looks great for a pendant. So I'm going to make a pendant out of this one, and we're going to do this together today, so that if you miss Coffee and Craft Wire, or if you just want a video just dedicated to this web, that's what today is going to be. And I was thinking that this would be really fun as an addition. So we've got this necklace here that's shorter, right? And then if I make this pendant with some charms and stuff on it longer, I can wear them both with my costume and then have the earrings to match. So many spider accessories this year. Stacy says, great designs at the trick or treat party. Yeah, I think they were just outstanding. And there was a good mix. They weren't all like Brittany's was more fall and it wasn't super Halloween. So that was kind of fun to see it a little bit different. I love that pendant that Danielle Wicks had. And then Sarah's was really cute with the candy corn necklace. And then Jem, she really went out on the other side with just all of this beautiful wire work. So really, really cool stuff. Mara says, woohoo, I made it all hair, the Spider Queen. Yes, Marisol, you know it. I'm going to have to come up with something next year different because it's just been all spiders this year. All right, so first thing I'm going to show you guys is we need our tools. So I'm going to be using a flush cutter. I'll have a chain nose plier, a round nose plier, and a pair of nylon jaw pliers just for straightening my wire as it comes off the spool. But it's not super important in this particular design. Then I'm using these. I wanted to match my red necklace from last year, so I'm using these little Czech Glass, like splatter beads. I think they're about 4 millimeter. And they've got black and silver, and then sort of this like reddish pink tone in there. So you can find them on our website while they last. You can actually buy them individually, or you can get the bundle. The bundle has these 3 strands plus the red strand. So you get 4 strands total. And with the bundle, you save 30% off the price versus buying them individually. So these are the other colors. We've got like a black and gold and silver splatter, which would also be really fun for the Halloween designs, or anything. It's kind of, it could go like elegant too. We've got the purple and silver black splatter. And then this really pretty mustard color. And again, you can buy all of these separately, or you can grab the bundle and get 30% off of them by buying them in the 4-strand bundle pack. You'll need some ear wires if you want to make earrings. And we need our craft wire, which I totally spaced at pulling it out. So let me grab that now. It's kind of important. It's kind of the main thing, isn't it? So we're going to use 22 gauge non-tarnished silver plated for the spokes, the all of these little pieces around here. And then for the wrapping, actually, let me grab this one. It's a little bit less in there. For the wrapping of the wire, we're going to use 22 gauge. No, sorry, we're going to use 26 gauge. My apologies. So we need 22 and 26. Where is my 26? Well, I have 24 here, so maybe I'll use 24. Yeah, I'll go with 24 and 22. You can use 24 or you can use 26 for your wrapping. I used 26, I believe, when I did this one. It's a little bit thinner. 24 will be just a little bit thicker, but either one will work. And maybe it'll be nice to have it a little bit thicker for our pendant. So this is the 2 gauges I'm using, 22 and 24 of the Softlex craft wire. This one says pewter. See the difference? You got the bright silver and then you've got the pewter. Let me see. Interesting. Oh, here it is. There it is. There's the other silver. All right. Now I'm ready. 22 and 24 in the bright silver for both of those. And first, let's take a look at our Spider Queen kit, because I think I'm going to grab a few things from this kit to add to my pendant and earrings. I have not had a chance to even look at this one yet. So I think we've got about 10 of these left. If you haven't picked up the Spider Queen kit and you want to grab this kit, you got to do it soon before they're all gone. We make these kits monthly and we just have them while supplies last. Our newest kit is the Pink Warrior Support Squad Breast Cancer Awareness Kit. And we're doing a donation, a 10% donation from the proceeds of that kit. You have to purchase your kit before our kit reveal day, which is October 26th. So if you purchase it before the kit reveal day, then 10% of all of those purchases are going to go to support the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Pretty fantastic. We're very excited to be doing that this month. And let's take a look at what is in the Spider Queen kit. So these mystery kits have beads in them, findings, beading wire, and sometimes, usually our monthly kits have the bead mix that we collaborate with Jesse James Beads, but some of our other specialty kits may not have it. But this one is our monthly. So we've got all of these beautiful Czech Glass bead strands. We've got some clear, I don't know if these are pinch beads. They kind of, or they're just sort of similar. So we've got this clear strand, got a beautiful smoky purple, has a little bit of like a topaz in there, just picks up on the light, but it's really, really purple. And then we've got this lovely Abbi finish, milky white strand. And we got this really fun purple and green gem cut rondelle. Very unique, different, great for some spooky designs. Oh, these are lovely. We've got these gorgeous black melon beads in here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of those. Those are really pretty. And then we've got our little findings pack. So in our findings pack, we've got some 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes in the sterling silver oxidized. So this is a sterling silver crimp that has been oxidized to be black. I think there's a 20 count of those. And you've got some of these great charms, which I'm planning to pull some of these out. We've got 2 spiders. You've got 2 little webs with a little spider in there. And then you've got some gunmetal findings in a lobster clasp and 2 pairs of ear wires. I'm going to take out these spiders for sure right now. Put them aside because I might put them on the earring or on the pendant. Deb from Dahlia Design says, I love both of these design kits. Are you talking about Spider Queen and our newest one, the Pink Warrior? Design kits are so fun to put together for all of you. We really enjoy this part of a Softlex company, being able to do these kits each month. Here's the purple amethyst beading wire. This is the beading wire you get in the kit. So there's 10 feet of that. Yeah, Lydia said, it is so nice that you have extra kits after the reveal day. It took a while to get to that right number. It did. It took a couple of years to get to that, where we just have a handful left after reveal day, which is nice because sometimes there's people that are new to our kits, or you just weren't able to get it ahead of the time, and now at least you're not. So, I mean, we were at the point where we were selling out in a week or 10 days, and you know, that's that was hard. We knew there were more of you that wanted to get these kits. So here, like, they're almost very similar charm, except one has been blackened and one is in the sterling silver. That's really fun. And then this is a beautiful mix of purples and black and white. And these are so cute. I've been seeing a lot of you design with these in the VIB studio group. They are super cute. They remind me of like Beetlejuice, or I saw someone do witches socks. I was like, that is great. So here's just a little sampling of what is in the Spider Queen mix. And you will get this bead mix with the kit. You can also buy this bead mix separately at softluxcompany.com if you just want more of the mix. You can do that while supplies last. So pretty. I'm pulling out all of my spiders because that's what I need. That is what I need. These are really cute. They're like a double bead cap, excuse me. And someone mentioned that they look kind of like a corset, which I agree. In this black color, for sure. Got some great matte purples in a dark purple. You got this light one that also has this Abbi finish. Some little white squares, some little white rondelles, faceted, and then a couple different kinds of these spacers. This one's got a purple metal dyed on there, and then there's also some black. Terry says, I love the JJB bead mixes. They're always so carefully curated. They are. I think they really, this is just a gorgeous mix. So pretty. You've got some bead caps in here, some black bead caps. I always say that, though. I always feel like their mixes really help pull the kit together. Some drops. Oh, there's my other spider. Some spacer beads. This is a big mix. There's a lot in here. These are gorgeous. I love the color on that. Dropping beads. So there you have it. That's a Spider Queen bead mix. Lots of purples, deep purples, blacks, white, and a lot of different metals in there to play with. And of course, spiders. So these two came in the bead mix, and then these two came in the kit itself. So I'll have to decide which ones I want to use on the earrings. I'm wondering if the black could be fun on the earring, and then the silver. Or I could do these. These are a little bit smaller, so those might be fun on the earring, and then the little bit bigger one on the pendant. So let's start creating our web, shall we? Shall we? All right, so here's the 22 gauge. This one's the one that is a little bit thicker. I'm going to cut, I think I did 4 inches last time. So I'm going to cut 3 pieces about 4 inches each. And just using my nylon jaw pliers to straighten that wire as I cut it off the spool. And then I measured the first one, and then the other 2 I'm just going to cut with that other piece as my measurement. Or a haystack. I was thinking that too, Dahlia. Dahlia says, I thought it looked like a little bit like a haystack too. I think in the black, it really feels more corset-like, but it does have a haystack feel to it, which is super cute. Could be like a spooky jack-o'-lantern or scarecrow design that you do with that, like a corn maze, that kind of idea. So 3 pieces, 4 inches each of the 22 gauge craft wire. This will be our spokes. Oh, the top of a Halloween broom, says Beverly. Yes. Super cool. All right, so this next piece I'm going to cut is going to be for our wrapping wire. And this is, I'm doing the 24 gauge. You can also do 26, which is what I think I did here. But I don't know where that went. Maybe I used it. But 24 is pretty soft too and will be great for a wrapping wire. And I'm going to cut 50 inches. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So that's a long piece of craft wire. And on these designs here, I did the same 50 inches. I just wrapped this one really tightly, and I wrapped this one a little more loosely, so there's more spacing in between the wires. And so it became a little bit bigger. I'm going to try and do this again, maybe even leave a little more spacing and make that pendant even bigger. I don't know. So I'm going to pick up, let's see. Melanie says it looks like a corset to her. Yeah, I do think it looks like a corset too. Barbara says, there are so many things to choose from that I just want to look at them. Love the Spider Queen mix. I love purple. Definitely a purple lovers mix for sure. Becky's showing up a little late. Hi, Becky. And she loves the bead mix. It's her and her man's favorite colors. I did reply back to your email this morning, Becky. So just go ahead and look for that. I know I was away, so took me a little while. But I did send it today. So I'm going to find the center of these longer, should say the 22 gauge craft wire. They're 4 inches each. I'm going to go about the center and just leaving about, probably that's fine, like an inch tail, 3/4 of an inch tail on one side. And then we're going to take the longer side and we're going to go ahead and wrap it around 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So we're just taking our wire and wrapping it around right in the center. And at this point, you can move it up and down. So if it slid on you a little bit, you can move it back down to the center. Also take my chain nose pliers and just kind of squeeze that a little bit so they tighten up. And I'm going to go ahead and trim off the tail. We don't need that part. And lastly, I'll go in with my chain nose pliers and just tuck in that tail so it's not sticking out. So now we've got our little wrap around the center of our spokes, and we're going to fan these out. So we've got 3 at the top and we've got 3 at the bottom. And I'm trying to make it so they're not like crisscrossing over so that all of the wires are kind of coming out nicely. And I also want to look at my spacing between them and get myself in a position where they're about equidistant apart. Doesn't need to be exact, but just want them to be kind of around equal distance in every direction. And then we'll take our wrapping wire and I'm going to go to, where's my closest? This one would be my closest to where this ended. And I'm just going to go behind this spoke. I'm going to take the wrapping wire behind it. And then on the next one, I'm going to go above it. So I'm going to go above that spoke. And then the next one, I'm going to go behind it. And the next one above it. And then behind it. And then above. So now I'm back to where I began. I've got like a little circle forming where I went above and below each of these spokes. And I'm going to do that 2 more times. So I'm going to go behind this one, above that one, behind. And I'm just kind of holding on to the center. So my wires, they're flopping around a little bit, but trying to make it so that they don't flop around too much. Ooh, this wrapping wire is so long, it's like hitting my leg and making me feel like I have a little spider on my leg. I was just like, what's that feeling? So here we go. Now it's got a little bit more of a circle. And what this did was just kind of anchor that wrapping wire around these spokes here. Oh, before I get any further, I put it in the description, but I don't think I said it today. I found this from our friend Abbi Berta at the Bead Place. So that is where I saw her video. She did one quite a few years ago. I was searching up like spider webs. I saw she had one. So I put in the description, I put the link to Abbi's video that she did, which then inspired me. Abbi is at the Bead Place, which their website is beadplace.net. And then you can also find the YouTube video is what I put in the description. So thank you, Abbi, our friend Abbi. She's one of our friends at the Great Bead Extravaganza. We love working with Abbi, and she's so inspiring. So thanks for the inspiration, Abbi. So now that I came all the way around 3 times doing the above, below, alternating all of these little spokes, now we're going to start making our weave. So we're going to take this wrapping wire, and I'm going up from the back. I'm going around. It doesn't really matter. You can decide to do the front too, but for me, the back just seems more comfortable, and I'm going to wrap it around that spoke and then push it down. And then move on to the next one. Make that little line, wrap it around the spoke, and then come to the next one and wrap around. And here's where you can decide how tight you want these little webbings to be. When I did it the first time when I made the earrings, I pushed these little loops down pretty tightly, and that gave me a smaller final design. Now that I've gone around once, I'm just gonna re-evaluate my little spokes here. And now I'm gonna go around again, but I don't think I'm gonna push down as much because I kind of wanna see how big I can get this pendant. So you go to the next spoke from behind, you're wrapping around it, making that loop, and then coming to the next one, wrapping around, just like so. And I kind of feel like it's fun to play with how far apart these are, because spider webs are not all going to be like totally symmetrical, right? Your little webbings. I was doing yard work the day we were opening up Spider Queen, that Sarah was doing her video, and there was a big spider in my, it's like, I think it's called Texas sage, the bush I have out front. And it looked scary, but then I looked it up, and I guess it's like a common garden spider. There was nothing to be worried about. But it had these yellow markings on there that, but I said, how synchronicity, right? When they I happened to see it that morning. Had a big web. Oh, this is kind of fun, leaving a little extra space. See the difference? This one was a little bit tighter. This one's a little bit looser. I'm not pushing down my little loops quite as far. And I do feel like it's starting to cup a little bit. See how it's making a little bit of a cup? So I'm just gonna flatten it out a little more. I didn't notice that as much when I was doing it more tightly. So that could be a little bit different when you're doing it a little more loosely. Maybe it'll cup a little bit. I know they creep a lot of people out. Beverly says spiders totally creep me out. They creep a lot of people out, and Sarah was a little concerned with this being our kit. But I was like, well, we got to do it. It's Halloween. And honestly, spiders are so lovely, like their meaning behind them. They are creators. They make very intricate, beautiful patterns, and they are the weavers of the animal kingdom. So that's something I like to think about. Instead of being freaked out about my spider, I try and think about they are a symbol of femininity. They're a symbol of creativity. It's the season for creepy fun. This is Beverly. Yeah, they are. And I didn't know people did Christmas spiders. That was something that James shared with us a couple of years back on a YouTube video. And that was really new to me. I had no idea that there were Christmas spiders. But that's like a whole thing too. You see a lot of people make those beaded Christmas spiders. Yeah, thanks, Charlotte, right? Charlotte was awesome. So now I'm just going to figure out, oh, this will probably be my last one. And my pendant will have to, that will either be the top or the bottom. So I've got just this little tail left. I'm just going to wrap it around a few times. And then trim off any excess and tighten that. And there is my spider for today, my web. Oh, it's so fun to see how just changing a little bit of your tension changes the design, going from the tightest to a little bit looser. And then this one I really tried to loosen up quite a bit. If you want your web to be bigger, just cut more wrapping wire. I did 50 inches of my wrapping wire for here. But if you want to go longer with your web, just do more wrapping wire and you can keep going because you have plenty of space on these little pieces here. Fran says she makes Christmas spiders. Yeah, so people put them on their tree, right? That was like so interesting to me. Jacqueline says her science fair project in the 10th grade was on spiders, and she made webs out of string. Who would have thought many years later that you're playing with spider webs again, right? Now you're doing it on wire. Oh, Susie keeps her Christmas spider out all year. Do you keep it in your beading studio or is it somewhere else in your house, Susie? So now we're going to make our little loops, and I just looped them all around in this way so that I can dangle some beads and some charms from it. But you can also loop them back if you want, or even probably if you didn't want these there at all, like just sort of bend it back. I don't know, you could play with that, but I'm going to keep the loop design because I want to be able to add some goodies. So here's my first one. I've got my loops going east to west. Oh, Susie keeps it in her family room. I'm just going to bend that wire, that spoke, I'm calling these all little spokes, 90 degrees with my chain nose plier. And then let's try and get out of the sun a little bit here. Okay. And then I'm going to use my round nose pliers. I'm going to go about a quarter of the way from the tip. The tip is going to be your smallest loop, and then the back of your tool will be your largest loop. So you can decide, where you want to go with it on yours. I tend to go around the quarter way mark, make my loop, and then you can either keep your loop in your round nose plier or hold it with your chain nose like I'm doing here. And then I'm just going to use my finger to twist that wire around and then trim off the excess and use my chain nose to tuck that little tail in. Always the hardest for me is tucking that tail in. And then you just rub. So what I mean is if it was out, it would be kind of pokey, and you don't want that poking you or getting stuck to your clothes. So I just rub my hand around it and make sure it's totally flush. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the next one. So chain nose pliers, bend it 90 degrees, place it into my round nose pliers about a quarter of the way through, go up and over. Then I just move my pliers so that I can get it around the bottom. Hold on to it here and then wrap. And then when I trim it, I try and do the flush part up against the wire here. And I like to point it down so it's away from my face. So when I cut it, the wire falls away from me. I think we have a handful of the Trick or Treat supply kits left. I don't know if Jesse James Beads has any of their bead kits left, but I think we've got maybe 4 of those supply kits. So if you caught the Trick or Treat party and you never got a supply kit, you can go grab it while we've got those in stock. And then speaking of the Great Bead Extravaganza, my pal Christy Friesen is taking over the Great Bead Extravaganza group today. She did a great video this morning. I know she's got another one planned this afternoon, and I think she's doing one right around now too, where she's talking about tools and whatnot. So be sure to go check her out. See what she is up to over there in the Great Bead Extravaganza today. She's got some really cute kits for our next event, which is in October. And we have a mystery kit for that too, if you haven't grabbed that yet. Our event is October 22nd and 23rd in the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page and group. The takeovers happen in the group only though, so you got to go join the group over on Facebook. I got to see Chrissy when I was in Maui. So nice. We had we stopped for an early dinner not far from where she and her brother Ricky live. And so I invited them to come join us if they were able, and they were. So that was fantastic. Got to see her for a little while, and she got to meet my family. She's such a trip. She's so fun. Quite an artist. Fantastic storyteller. right, I got one more to do. And then we can add some goodies. Becky says, I'd love to hang out with her. She seems like a fun person to be around. She is a fun person to be around. Just like you see her in her videos, that's how she is in real life. She's just a blast. Really sweet, genuine person who is hilarious. All right, so I got my pendant, I got all my little loops done, and now I want to add, I'm going to add my charms and my beads. I think what I'm going to do first is I know I want to add, I'm going to take off these beads on the bottom and save them for the pendant and replace them with these little charms. That was also the nice thing about making these a simple loop versus a wrapped loop, is that I could remove them now and reuse them. Let's see, do we have any jump rings that I can do that'll save me just a little bit of time? Let's see what I got here. The good old random pack of jump rings. It should have a good amount of these. So, and jump rings can be a little tricky because they're not as secure, but I have seen people do like 2 jump rings. And I think I will definitely do that for the pendant. There's 2, there's 2, there's 1. Let's see if I got one more in that same shape. And I think that that's a nice way, using 2 jump rings instead of 1 is a nice way to ensure that it's a little bit safer. They're not gonna pop open. You have 2 chances of keeping your charm on there rather than just 1. So let's do, you're gonna want 2 pliers to open up your jump ring right to the side, like so. This one's the bigger one, so this one's gonna go on the pendant. And then close it. There's 1. So if you want to add, I didn't do a very good job closing. Just pinch that closed. So if you want to add a second, you could probably just loop that on there. And then, well, let's see, I might have to do this at the same time. Loop it on the charm and then loop it, there we go, on the, yeah. So now I've got 2 jump rings there. I never really remember to do that, but I always think that's a nice practice, especially since this will be a pendant and it'll be hanging kind of low, moving around a lot. I think that that'll help ensure that it is a little bit safer and doesn't fall off. Let me see what happens if I open the 2 jump rings and kind of hook them on. Will this be easier or harder to do it this way? Okay. And then I got to get them through this little, that little loop there. And then I got to close one, and then I got to close the other. I don't know which was easier. I guess that was pretty easy. Whether you do it one at a time or try and do it together. What do you guys do? Do you ever do 2 jump rings? Or do you just do 1? I'm always trying new stuff to see how I like it. You kind of have to close them singly once you get it. And then I like to look at my seams and move those seams to the back. So like this one's got a seam in the front. I'm going to try and move that to the back so that now the front is simple and then the back has the seams. And then I got to fix this one. It's probably a good idea to look at them each individually after you get them on and make sure that they are nice and tight on there. Closed. Ooh, I love that. So we've got the earrings there, and then I've got the one little charm here. Maria says she's never done it, but she likes the way it looks. Yeah, I like the way it looks too. I like the added texture, and then the also the added security. And then we're going to add these little guys here. So I'm going to repurpose those beads that were on the earrings and add them to the pendant, and then we'll make one of these drops together, or 2 actually rather, together so that you could see how I do that. Whoop. We've been having fun with webs. Sarah did a great purple spider web with the kit. I think she did it on her Instagram or TikTok or both. Probably both, because usually she does it both places. And that's been really fun to see. I know a couple of you have made that with the crimps and the beading wire, and oh, super cool. So now I'm going to make 2 more drops to go here, and then this will be the top of my pendant. So I don't know what I'm going to put it on yet. I haven't decided that, what I'm going to hang it from, but that's for another day. I'm going to cut a little bit of my 22 gauge wire, maybe about, it's probably way too much, maybe about yay long. Let me see how long that is. 2.5 inches. So that's 2.5 inches. Deb says she does 2 jump rings if it fits properly, or sometimes an oval jump ring as they feel more secure. Yeah, these were ovals too, so they're going to be extra secure. But even if they were round, I just happened to have a lot of these little oval ones. So I grabbed them because I knew I had a bunch. But if they were round, that would be even better because the ovals don't tend to spin as much as the round ones do. So how did I do this? I know I made these little divots. I think what I did was just take the end of the wire with my chain nose and bend it kind of like that. And then I strung on my bead. I even kind of close it up a little bit more. Oh, I know what I did. I think I did a little loop first. So kind of a loop like that. And then I strung on my bead because I like having the bead to kind of hold when I do this next part. And then I'm going to squeeze the wire together this way in my chain nose plier. Squeeze it together and then flatten it out. And it makes like this little kind of pinched head pin. Reminds me of like those little pinched legs on mid-century modern furniture. Oh my gosh, I have way too much wire. You definitely don't need 2.5 inches. You probably need like an inch. Leanne says, I just joined. Where did you get the spiders? Oh, the spiders. So these spiders here, ones that have a little bit more of the antiquing silver, these are in the Spider Queen design kit over at Softlex Company. So they were some of the findings that were in the kit. And then these, the black ones, and these silver ones that are all silver, very similar shape to the other one, but you'll see it's all silver. It doesn't have the antiquing on there. These were in the Spider Queen bead mix, and you can buy that mix separately, or you can get the mix comes in the kit as well. So if you get the kit, you get all of the spiders. You get 6 total, because you'll get these black, the silver, and these antique silver ones. And if you just buy the mix, you'll get these 4 to play with. Yes, Lydia says split rings are good to use for safety, but they are so hard to put on. They are. I like split rings when I'm using them sort of at the end of a necklace or something. I very rarely use them kind of elsewhere in a design, but I will use them by a clasp. I guess because they're probably a little bit easier to work with in that way. And then I also have a split ring plier, which looks like this. It's got this little hook. This is called a split ring plier, and that little hook helps you get in between the rings and open it up to slide things on. So it's really helpful if you end up using a lot of split rings. It's really hard to not have that tool, I think. So I'm going to just do a simple loop. And what that means, I'm not going to wrap back around it. I'm just going to trim it off. I've got my flush cutter trimming that off. And what that will do is create a loop like this, but it has a little bit of an opening. So I want it to just take your chain nose plier and get it closer to your loop so it's nice and tight. And then you can open this and add it to your wrapped loop that's on the web. You could also do a wrapped loop here if you wanted to. You just have to make sure to put it on your web before you start wrapping. Otherwise, you won't be able to get it on there. So that's an option too. I actually think the last time I might have went with the round nose plier and went real close. Made a teeny tiny little loop. Let's see how this looks. versus what I did before. And then squeezed it. Oh, I have a harder time squeezing it. Oh, so maybe what I did before was better. Let's trim that off. And then using the chain nose pliers, make our little hook. You could also use head pins here instead. I just was trying to work with what I had. Which was the 22 gauge craft wire. This one is being slippery. There we go. Now I got a hold of it. There we go. It just was slipping out of my hand a little bit. But that is why I like to put the bead on, because I feel like I can get a handle on it a little bit better. And then I'm going to bend my wire 90 degrees close to that bead. Put this in the round nose pliers. Go up and around. And then underneath. Trim that wire by the loop. Janelle says, is that a button ring on your finger? It is. It's a biggie too. So fun. And then attach that to my pendant. And now I just have to figure out how I want to string this, if I want to bead it or put chain or do some sort of silk. I'm not sure yet. Cord. We'll see. I could do another one here with some more spiders. And maybe I can even do something that's like a little decoration somewhere. It'd have to be pretty small. Maybe you like to decorate your car and you want to hang this in your little hanging from your rearview mirror. Little spider web. Get spooky. Oh, such a fun design. And now I have to figure out what I need to hang it from. So here's the spider queen necklace we made last year during the trick or treat party. And then I'm going to put this kind of hanging from below on some other beads. So I have a double layer, triple layer really, since this has got two strands there, triple layer of webbing and spiderific jewelry for my Halloween costume this year. Deb says, I remember that. Yeah. That was so fun, right, Deb? I know we just had the trick-or-treat party this past weekend. Danielle Wicks was there. Hi, Danielle. She says, love that ring. You did a fantastic design. I love that pendant that you used. It was really fun. Hang it under the black spider, Deb is saying. Oh, all right. Let me show you guys what that looks like. Speaking of split rings, I think I have a split ring on here. Oh, no. Wrong camera mode. Let's bring this one up here again. And let's see if we were to hang this under the spider. Oh, I think that's it. I think I have to do that. That looks really cool. So I just have to add a little connection back here and hang it behind that spider. I like that. Thank you, Deb. that's even better. And then I can always decide if I want if I want a freestanding one, I can make myself one more that's just on its own if I want it to be wear it separately. It'd be a little bit much, I think, wearing that all together. Oh, this was so fun. Thanks for joining me today for a little Spider Queen action. This was a really great project, and special thanks to our friend Abbi Berta of the Bead Place for inspiring me with her video tutorial that she did years ago, making a spiderweb pair of earrings just like that. And if you want to see her video, I have it linked in the description below. Go check out Abbi's YouTube channel. She's got a ton of stuff over there, and she's always so inspiring, puts together really great projects. So I thank her for the inspiration today. And we've got over at softluxcompany.com, we've got 20% off all of our crimps and findings. That's good until tomorrow, October 11th at midnight Pacific time. We have a beading party happening on Wednesday. I think it is with Jules from Jewel Loom. So look for the details on that. That's going to be awesome. That'll be 3 o'clock on Wednesday. And then we've got, I believe, the live sale. Sorry, Damien. I don't know if you probably posted, but is it next Tuesday, the live sale? Is that our next one? You probably posted earlier and I missed it. Yes, it is. Okay, great. Sylvia says, is there a code for the 20% off crimps and findings? There isn't. Nope. You just got to shop, add your items to the shopping cart, and you'll see the 20% off discount. And that's for retail purchases only. So if you sign in and you get a discount because you are a different customer type, you're not going to see an additional percentage off. You'll just get your customer type deals. So if you're a retail shopper, just add it to your cart. You'll see the 20% off right there, and no coupon or anything needed. You can go shop at softluxcompany.com. Am I forgetting anything else? We got about 10 of those Spider Queen design kits left. We do have the Spider Queen bead mix. We have a handful of those left as well. And we have our new kit, which is the Pink Warrior Support Squad design kit, where we are giving a percentage back to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. You have to purchase your kit before the reveal date of October 26th for that donation to occur, because we want to make sure we send that donation during the month of October. So we wanted to kind of get that out by the time we have our reveal date. Thank you all for being here. Lots of fun. I will see you again next Monday for another episode of Free Spirit Beading at 1 o'clock Pacific time. Go check out Christy in the Great Bead Extravaganza for her takeover day, and stay tuned for more takeovers this week. We have a takeover Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week happening over in the Great Bead Extravaganza group. And then be sure to put it on your calendar to join us for the Great Bead Extravaganza Fall Fest, which is October 22nd and 23rd. Softlex Company will be doing our presentation on the 22nd, and we have a mystery kit over at softluxcompany.com that you can grab for that event. All right, thanks everybody. Lots of love, happy beading, and I will see you next time. Bye.